right, we're gonna do a paw grooming with Forrest. Oh, thank you, baby. All right, so his paws, obviously, as you can see, are really long and needing to be trimmed. So I trimmed his toenails the other day, but I'll probably go back over them just a little bit, just because I like to trim just a little bit at a time, so I can be sure I never get in his quick and hurt him. And I use this amazing nail file that I use actually to file down length off of acrylic nails. It's amazing also on dog toenails. So I use that after I've clipped them to where they need to be. So the first thing I do, I have his slicker brush. He's got an itchy itch. Okay, so I brush all the hair up. I don't know if you can see that really good. Well, you may not be able to see that pretty good, but I brush all the hair up, and then I take my thinning shears, which have a lot of teeth on them. I don't remember how many. I'd have to look it up and see how many they had, but it's better to get the ones with more teeth than less teeth because it shows, it blends better and shows less of the little cuts, the little scissor marks. So I just got these off of Amazon. I really like them. I use them on his booty hair too, and his ears. They're really good. So I just trim all the little places that are kind of sticking up, and I just hold it to the side to make sure it kind of just slopes down towards the toenails, towards the nails in the front like this. You are a good boy. Okay, now he's also, I just have to, we do ours on a climb. I don't have a grooming table. I do want to get a grooming table, but I don't have one, so we make do with what we have. So I have to sit on the floor. So definitely hair gets all over. You wear something old, you might as well take your shoes off because it's going to stick to everything. So I just have to figure it out. Like, look at all this hair. Can you see it on the underneath side of his paws? It's crazy. Crazy long too. It never gets this long. Anyway, so I just kind of have to, also Treatos. For him, it's kibble. He's happy enough with kibble, so he gets kibble. Don't forget the Treatos when you're grooming your dog. So anyway, I just kind of have to do the best with what I've got. I have some rounded scissors, so you don't, like if you're new to doing it, or even if you're not new to doing it, you just want to be sure you don't clip your dog. These are really easy if I can't see because he might not be moving the right way. They don't cut as good as my scissors they're just like regular hair trimming scissors, but they do the job, and at least you won't stick your dog. So if you're worried about sticking your dog, you can find some scissors with a rounded edge like this. They're like safety scissors. Okay, you're gonna have to sit up. Now some days he does better than others, y'all. So since I can't see as well as I'd like to be able to see if I was up higher, I just kind of have to lift him up or move him however I can get him and kind of lay him flat against the paw pads and trim all that first. So you might not be able to see that good on the video. I hope you can, but I know. Okay, so I just trim right up against the paw pads. So I'll be sure not to angle my scissors. That way I don't cut into his little paw pads or go between his paw pads and possibly hurt him. Oh, Pooh, you not in the mood to do paws today? All right, well, you still have to do it, okay? Here you go. Can you back up? Up. There you go. It's a little bit will help, okay, baby? Thank you. All right, and so there he goes. He's turning to the side. And as they move their paws, or as they allow you to move their paws, some of that hair will stick out better in certain places, and you just kind of have to trim it. As you can and however you can is how we do it. Okay, so. And you can't lay on your paw, I'll be able to see it. Then I have a comb. It has wider space between the little bristles or whatever you call these. It's honestly, and this is the bristles are closer together. So I just use the ones that are closer together and try to brush up the hair right in the middle between his toe beans. Yeah, and then it'll kind of stick up. So I just brush up the hair between his toes like that. If you can see, it makes it stick straight up, and then I just cut straight. And that kind of gives the toes some separation and definition, if that's what you want. I never did that with Lily's paws. She just had really fluffy paws, and I liked them that way, but I like his with the separation between them. So it's all a matter of what you want to do. But it also definitely helps to at least remove some hair from between their paws. Dogs slide around a lot when they have all that excess hair between their toes and on their paw pads. Like even him, he's just not even 6 years old yet. And like I said, I never let his hair get this long on his paws. So he's really overdue. But I've even noticed him this past week or so, he's slipping on my, my hard floor in my bedroom, trying to get up on the bed. He's slipping on our floor. So I've had to put a rug down just so he can get some traction to be able to jump up on the bed. And that's something he's never had an issue with before. So it's always good to keep him taken care of just because, and plus stuff collects in that hair between their paw pads and on their paws. But it is really better to keep your dog's paw hair trimmed if you have a long-haired dog where it gets excessive. And it's always good to get your dog used to doing it, because I don't know about you, but if you take your dog once a month, like I used to do before I started grooming my dogs, to get their toenails done and to get groomed and everything. Come here, baby. Here, I went too long without treating him. You're being a very good boy. The longer you go, for me, my dog's toenails need to be done at 2 weeks. 4 weeks was a long time. They were long by then. So I like being able to do them myself, because not many of us are going to take our dogs to the vet every 2 weeks just to get their toenails done. So it is a good idea to be able to do a good thing to be able to do your dog's toenails yourself at home. Okay, so it's just a good thing to be able to do your dog's toenails yourself at home instead of having to wait until you have to go to the vet, because it's just not always convenient to be able to go to the vet. Plus, you can do your dog's toenails yourself. If you're worried about cutting them, just get a nail file. If he'll let you, then do like I used to do, especially with Lily that had black toenails. I would just barely clip the tip, and then the rest I would file. And she would even let me get my electric file that I use doing nails. She would actually let me use the electric file on her. Forrest has a lot of noise sensitivity, so I haven't tried it on him, but I don't think he would like it. Of course, they make regular electric files for dogs too. But since I do nails, so I have plenty of nail stuff. I haven't bought one of those yet. I'm sure they work great. I've heard good things about them. And that might be easier than hand filing. I'm just used to hand filing myself. So it just kind of flowed over and I hand file my dog's toenails. I'm fixing to do that next to show you how I do it. I don't have a grooming table, but excuse you. It would be about the same practice if I did have a grooming table. I would just not be able to prop his paw up on my knee like I'm fixing to do here to file them. You are a good boy. Okay, so I put his paw up on my knee, and again, of course, he's used to it. He's let me see if I can move this. He's not wanting to show you his paws. Okay, I have his paw up on my knee, and I just take one toe at a time. Well, actually, his needs to be clipped a little bit again. I clipped him the other night, but I just clip the tip. Just clip the tip is good enough. I would rather clip less than clip too much, because he would probably never let me do it again without a fight if I clip too much. I just hold one, just kind of like I would if I was filing a person's nails. And he had to get used to me doing it like this, okay? To me filing his nails. He had to get used to all of it. And then even after he did get used to all of it, he was really good about his front paws, but he still doesn't love it when I get to the back paws. So sometimes you may just have to be happy with doing one paw a day. And in the beginning, even one nail a day. Just get them used to it. And you can do little things every day to help your dog be more comfortable with you touching his paws. So anytime y'all are close together, just touch his paws. Okay, so see, that looks nicer already. And if you brush the hair down after that, just brush it down, you can tell there's still some that needs to be gone, like right here. Because once you kind of squeeze some of those hairs, they come out when you're squeezing, kind of to hang on to their toes to file. Kind of makes new hairs pop out that you hadn't clipped yet. And you can come up through the underneath, and you can clip between them to give them more separation like I like to do. I kind of clip up in a V-shaped pattern. Just always be sure that you don't clip the skin, because there is skin between their paw pads, so you don't want to go up so far that you clip their skin. Always be careful. And if you're stressed, I find out if you're, don't even start it if you're if you're having a stressful day, or if you're in a hurry, just don't do it, because your dogs can sense it and things will not go well. And if you become stressed out, you know, and your dog is not used to it, and y'all are trying to, it can be a stressful experience. I know, I totally get that. And now I've gotten to where I just stop, because I don't want to take my stress out on my dog. I don't want him to have to deal with my stress. So whatever the case may be, just try to do it on a day when you've got time, and when, you know, things don't go right, it's going to be okay, because it is going to be okay. But you don't always feel like that if you're having a bad day. Sometimes you just feel like you can't take one more thing. So those are not the days to do your dog's paws. Do them when you have the time. And it's okay if you can only do one paw. It's okay if you can only do one paw a day, or maybe you get 2 paws done in a day. But that looks better already. Let's see if I can get the other paw up here. See? So much neater and so much better. And the good thing about filing is you can do it, I'm just going to do that one. You can do filing like, you know, once a week, once every few days, something like that, to get it to the length that you want, especially if your dog is used to it. And if your dog is not used to it, just work up to getting them used to it every day. You can do this, right, Forrest? Thank you. You are such a good boy, baby. Oh, let me get you a Cheeto. Good boy. Now, when you can get him to stand up, you can kind of grab their paw, grab it really firm though. He won't stay like this. I'm just gonna try to show you. See, there you go. He just always lays down. Anyway, I was just gonna tell you, if you can get their leg up like this, obviously if I had a grooming table, that would be a lot better. But even up on like this, if I can get him to stand there like this, I can bend his paw back just a little bit and just grab onto it firmly. And you can, again, come in with these scissors with the rounded edge so you don't clip your dog in his paws. And you can just trim up all that hair, and you can separate, you know, and kind of go between the toe beans if you need to. Just kind of pull them apart. You can also do this with clippers, like electric clippers, but I just think the scissors are a lot easier, so that's just what I do. This one is from this side, so I'm going to try to do this one. You might be able to see when I brush the hair up more, since it's to the side. Can you see that? Yeah, see? Okay, so you just come in with your thinning shears. Again, I just got mine on Amazon. I just made sure to pick one with a lot of teeth. I'm sure it had a number of how many teeth, but I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. You just kind of hold it up and make sure it has like a rounded, you know, edge to it. I just pushed all that down. Again, now I'm not a groomer, okay? I just have groomed my dogs for a long time and watched a lot of YouTube videos, and just kind of learned as I go. So I'm sure I know that there are lots of different ways to do paws and everything, but this is how I do my dogs. And then I round the edges, like the front where it's all kind of pointed in the middle. I just kind of round that out. Every once in a while I'll clip this too short, and it makes my dog's toenails look longer, so I try not to do that just because they're not really long. His toenails are not really long, but they aren't way back up in there either. So they will show if you clip the hair too short, like in the front. So you can round them up. Just keep that in mind if you are rounding your dog's paws off. And another thing to remember is, like, we do this in our living room. So when the mail lady or anybody comes up, just stop, because you do not want to be doing anything when your dog is jumping around or anything like that that involves the scissors, because you will poke him or cut him, or possibly yourself too. So we just always stop. Like just now, I had a FedEx delivery, so I just had to pause for a moment. And if there's a lot of commotion going on outside, some days I just have to pick a different day, or some days we're already in the middle of it and we didn't know there was going to be a lot of commotion, right? So I'll just take a break and do something else and come back to it, because if he's jumping around and distracted and hearing stuff outside, it's really hard to get them done. And in the summertime, like, we do this in our living room and then I just vacuum. But in the summertime, I like to do it outside on our patio. But again, a lot of times there's a lot of noises and things to distract him outside. So just depends on what's going on. what we can do. And I can just turn his little paw to the side and kind of see what's going on the underneath. Come here, baby. That's a little spot right there. And again, no, come here. I know you're tired. Here, you want another bite of kibbles? We still have to finish your ears too. I just kind of come and go in spurts. You know, if he gets tired of doing his paws, I'll try to work on his ears for a minute. And again, we take long breaks. This is, if I'm gonna groom my dog, usually I have the whole day set aside. So, all right, there you go. So you can see all that came up between his toes right there. So this is a better angle. Okay, so I just take a comb and pull that hair up in between the toe beans, and I just cut straight across. You kind of see it, and that kind of, oh wait, baby. All right, now fix it again. That kind of gives some, is that tickle? Kind of gives some separation between his little toes, which I like. I think that's cute. And also to do further, clip out a little of the hair between the paw pad, between the toes, just with your scissors going straight back, like in a V shape. Again, just always be careful not to clip the skin, because there's skin between their paw pads. And some dogs' paws have the web feet, so their skin would be even closer and easier to clip. And you don't want to clip your dogs. You don't want to hurt him. Don't want to hurt him, right? Just kind of clip around the toenails and just neaten them up some. I know, baby. So that already looks a lot better. See, we could probably take out a little bit more between. Come here. Oh no. Okay, now he's gonna get up. He's tired of it, so we're gonna take another break. See if I can get this angle of me filing his toes. Again, they were clipped the other day, but they could be clipped just a little bit more. We usually paw groom every 2 weeks. I need to get some new clippers. He's such a good boy. He's been doing it since he was a pup. All right, so we're gonna file him. One now. Good boy. You're being a very good boy. We get to praise and reward, and take breaks. Definitely take breaks, because they get tired of it, and I can understand that. And I need a break too, because it hurts my back. It's hard to sit in the floor like this. I really do need to get a grooming table. I say that all the time, and I still haven't gotten one. All of this climb is amazing. Okay. It's been really great for grooming. Okay, and then I brush all the hair down again, and then go over the places that I need to go over, because that'll bring out some new hairs. Kind of change up our shape a little bit, kind of mess it up. So you kind of go back and clean it up. A little rounded shape. It's just kind of something you just have to practice, you know, just get a feel for, and give yourself some time to get to figuring it out, you know, and watch YouTube videos and all those things, and just practice. And if you're scared to clip your dog's toenails, which I still am nervous every time I clip my dog's toenails, I'm nervous. That's why I only do the tip, and why I really prefer to file. I really prefer filing. I'll clip the tip where I can see the quick, which thankfully his toenails are white, but Lily's were black, so they were very challenging to clip. But I have noticed he's going to be 6 years old in February. Some of his toenails kind of are going black, like down the sides. I don't know if that just happens as they age, I guess sometimes. I don't know, but so they weren't like that. Used to be all white, but for the most part they still are white. Of course, they're dirty right now. He needs a bath. He's kind of got a little bit of dirty paws, but he's gonna be okay. I love you so much. You're such a good boy. We have a mess right here on the carpet, but it's okay, because we just vacuum it up, right? It's his hair. So for the back feet, I do the same thing. I kind of get him lying down and cocked to one side, which he did kind of, you know how they do. They lay down like that anyway, so that's a good thing. Forrest does not like getting his back paws done. He never has. I used to have to leash him to our TV stand just to get him to stay still enough. That was when he was a puppy, though. He was a puppy, just to get him to stand still and let me do his back paws. But he's a good boy now. He does get tired, but like I said, we take breaks. So And he likes to move around. We just got done doing his booty. I did not make a video of doing his booty. It's hard to get a good angle in here in my living room, and it's really dark in my living room. So, okay, so again, we're gonna comb the hair up between the toe beans. You probably can't see very well, but it's sticking. Yeah, you can see it sticking straight up like a little mohawk, a little toe bean mohawk. And then do all 3 toes. Forrest is not amused by the toe bean mohawk. I love you, baby. Okay, you stay still. We only have this one and one more to go, okay? You're a very good boy, and hold on, and I'll give you a treat, all right? You're gonna look so handsome. I mean, you look handsome anyway, but was looking a little bit like a street dog. All right, and then I'm just coming around it around the toe beans. I have not filed these toes yet. The back toenails seem to stay shorter for him. Maybe it's that way on all dogs. Okay, there he goes. See, he's tired.